I'm just contemplating the chances of this being in the living room of Jeff Bezos. Like this is designed for the dystopian oligarch billionaire.
Oh yeah, someone with plans to wipe out a large amount of humanity in order to save the other bit of humanity. Definitely,
this is
a
really
buyer
bad.
of this.
Look at that. Why would you? The question is, like, why would you want to look at that figure and the way it's doing this, like, traffic warden thing with its arms and
because it's like you own humanity. It's the figurine of humanity indicates the time for you, sir.
But is it
good
not
for you, Vacheron, for finding this niche?
Well, let's talk about welcome, everybody. I hope you all had a pleasant Christmas. Ripley, need I ask, favorite Christmas present?
Oh, you can see it. Those of you who are watching the video. Head to belly button in Moser.
In Moser. David, favorite Christmas present?
I got a water kettle. That's all. A kettle, I guess. I should say. Is that a word where you boil? Where you boil water? Is that what it's called?
It's called a kettle. Yes, I'm not sure. It's like as opposed to
we call it a water kettle in Hungarian. You know, it's not just a kettle.
As opposed to a soup kettle or a gin kettle. I suppose you would get a whiskey
never
kettle.
know.
You never know. It's a quick way of heating soup.
We get creative here.
You get creative. Ariel, favorite Christmas. Oh, so was that your Secret Santa then, David? You described your family Secret Santa. Right, okay, that's good. Ariel,
we're great.
Favorite Christmas present?
I bought myself more hard drive space to store watch pictures for posterity and my heirs.
Excellent. So more burning of the... I mean, just how big is the data file that you all have for watch photography? Mine is very, very small. I don't own a camera, so it's minuscule.
It exists on multiple different hard drives. I'm sure Ariel probably has a Google-level server room dedicated to it. If we ever needed to brick AI to fight back against the robots, we could just upload the aBlogtoWatch image repository to it all in one go, and it would just...
And then asking a question, define nice watch.
Have you ever lost any of your photographs?
Oh, yeah.
Like this week, all the time.
So worst story of this SD card has not been formatted, errors, having spent a week in Geneva or some other godforsaken place trying to do...
Early on, this was when I was still living in San Francisco, I had this hard drive break. And I was really dismayed by it. And I knew that you could send your hard drive to certain types of forensic services to like take it apart and put it in a clean room and fix it. I found a guy on Craigslist that was offering to do it for me. Make a long story short, he disappeared. Not because he stole my data, but because I think he broke my hard drive and couldn't fix it. But I've had a very colorful history in a data... restoration attempts, if you could say. So, it's been a funny journey of, oh my God, I would do anything to get my picture back. But wait, maybe not that.
Do you suppose the Craigslist guy is maybe now just like an avid watch collector? You set him on his way.
Yeah. He started a rival blog, right? He took all my pictures to get started.
Ben Clymer! We know what you...
No, I met the guy. I remember we had an in-person meeting and everything. He was so shady.
Like I said. Anyway, right, cool. David, no great stories or horrible story. What are you drinking? That looks really exotic. That's not your normal 4-liter tumbler of red juice. That looks like it's
coffee.
Is it coffee? Looks alcoholic.
Yeah.
Day drinking. David's already day drinking during the holidays. Best story of, or most horrific event involving an SD card?
Somehow it has always avoided me. Thank God. I'm all good in that regard. Never lost data, never lost pictures that I can think of. I've been paranoid, of it all my life, though. That's true.
Almost lost your camera in Five Guys in Geneva about 4 years ago.
It is true. But it's right here, so that's good.
Good stuff. Grand, right. I feel like I should ding the bell so as I can share... Ripley, let me just check that this works the way I think it works before I share our entire WhatsApp message group. Yes, it does. It does work the way I think it is. Here is Ripley's. How do I show this? Here's Ripley's instructions. So this is tamale making. This is stage 1. So what is that? That's corn on corn.
Yeah,
basically.
So that's a corn husk. That's basically the vessel. That is the wrapper for it, if you will. And then the masa is the corn meal that you spread along the inside.
Basically corn in all its forms.
Yeah. This is the all-black version of food, okay? All corn!
And then there's this. This is obviously not corn.
Yeah, you can fill it with whatever you want. What you're looking at is pork cheese and Anaheim chilies.
Okay.
The corn of fusion.
And then
you wrap them up, then you put them in these giant pots.
Oh,
now you can either go, you can either go like revolver style, like all facing up, or you can build like almost a log cabin. Totally your call. And the pot has a double bottom, and the first bottom is a grate. You fill water in the bottom and you steam it.
I feel educated.
I didn't take any photos of the finished product because I was eating them, but you can just Google tamale and you will.
Okay. I also have a Taco Town sketch, which I'm afraid to play, that Ariel has sent me that also has some relevance from SNL.
I log in, I hear someone talking about like a really unhealthy taco, and that's the first thing that comes to mind, okay?
So for all of you Americans and SLL fans, I'm sure your sides are truly splitting at the latest or historical sketch from SNL.
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Good stuff. I shall watch it later. Right, let's talk about some watches. So there you go. You see, it didn't take us that long. Didn't take us that long for a change. From
Ariel, tamales to Timex.
Tell us about this.
Not a Timex.
Vacheron Constantin tribute to the quest of time review. A remarkable watch. It comes only by an amazing clock.
I don't really know where to start because there's the clock, which I guess you could have a whole conversation on. They made one of them. So Vacheron had their 270th anniversary, which we know because they thankfully advertised the hell out of it. And
270,
the one anniversary.
270, what a year.
But that's the fun thing. It's the one anniversary from 2025 that I remember in any way.
Right,
and it's because they advertise the hell out of it. I mean, it works. I couldn't tell you a single other, anniversary from this year, but I know that this company celebrated 270 years, and they did so much stuff. Kudos to Vacheron. I remember that one number. Anyways, so the Quest of Time is this clock with an automaton. It's musical. It has this figurine whose arms move and best can be referred as a 3-dimensional space to indicate the time. It's about 1 meter tall. It's made of like 6,000 parts. And I don't know, they made one of them. What do you guys think? $5 million, maybe more? Honestly, whatever it costs, just some made up number like that.
How tall is it? I'm trying to get
It's about a meter.
So it's about a meter tall. It's a big
big
beast. Right, okay.
So then at the exact same time, Vacheron decides to release a limited edition wristwatch. I think it's like 20 or something like that.
Can I just say that David is currently looking like he doesn't want to make it into 2026? He'd be happy if it just all ended here.
I'm just contemplating the chances of this being in the living room of Jeff Bezos. Like this is designed for the dystopian oligarch billionaire.
Oh yeah, someone with plans to wipe out a large amount of humanity in order to save the other bit of humanity. Definitely,
this is
a
really
buyer
bad.
of this.
Look at that. Why would you? The question is why would you want to look at that figure and the way it's doing this like traffic warden thing with its arms and
because it's like you own humanity. It's the figurine of humanity indicates the time for you, sir.
But is it
good
not,
for you, Vacheron, for finding this niche?
Is it not like the world of woke when the figure is not actually the figure that everyone would be familiar? I'm trying to think what it's called.
The Vitruvian Man?
Yeah, the Vitruvian Man. That is not the Vitruvian Man showing all these bits. That we've had to desexualize the character on.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You would want to look at your wrist more often if it was anatomically correct.
I think this is horrible.
It would need like a retrograde seconds hand or something like that.
It would bring
a power reserve indicator.
Okay. We got a whole new niche coming up.
I'm just suggesting that, put it this way, if Ulyssine or Dan had done this, they would not have missed.
It would be so much more fun.
Okay, you want it to be more erotic. Noted.
No, not so much that. I just want it to look like a human. Pick a human, any human. But this...
You just want to stare at a real man. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
You don't want the golden Ken doll.
I feel seen. Not a Ken doll. That's the best. Yeah, can we not have a Ken doll as the representative of humanity,
I see this as that like artist's posing figurine. You know, those like little wooden figurines that you pose for sketching. That's what I see.
But that would have been fine had you actually made it look like one of those wooden figurines, because everyone would have known that's what it was.
It's more like one of those genital-less, amorphous, godlike things from like the Prometheus movies. They don't have pants, but they don't have junk either, and they're just kind of like all being and hanging out there, pointing to the numbers.
Classy, slightly threatening automaton.
This watch is keeping the junk elsewhere.
It is threatening. It really is. I mean, it genuinely is unnerving to me. And then, there's the question of why noon is down and 60 is down. So it's not pointing upwards, but it's going downwards. I guess the end of day timer or something like that.
As opposed to okay.
You guys can take over the description if you want to. It has an interesting
The more I
feature.
look at this, the more distressing it is to me. It really genuinely is. Look at that.
But here's the funny thing. If you push one of the buttons, the hands move down both at the same time so that you can't see the time. So that it tells the time in the background.
Could you use it for starting a drag race? Could you like hold it up in the air and go, hands up?
That's good.
1, 2,
yes. Sure.
Of course, the customer of this, wouldn't want this without a button to order a human being to do something with its hands. You have to like order, boss it around.
Do you have Twister?
Put your hands down.
Do you have Twister in the States?
The
game Twister.
Okay.
Well, this is it. We
familiar.
need stick on to get hold of one of these, and but it needs to be like blue numbers on the left and red numbers and yellow and green, and is the ultimate Twister watch. Somebody needs to build that, by the way. A watch that you can play that you can use as instructions for Twister.
You have these ideas, Rick, but these are all for watches you don't want to wear.
I only want to wear one watch. Oh, more on that later, actually.
If you will wear the Twister watch, we'll try to make it happen. But you have to actually want to wear it.
I'll wear the Twister watch if somebody makes it happen. I'm more confused by the... is it a moon phase? What is it?
It's a moon phase. That's just full moon.
It looks like, when you've had too many Christmas chocolates and you
mean like the wrapper?
You've peeled the
It's like a ball of wrapper?
It looks like a ball of wrapper. Around Christmas tables, people have been flicking these balls of wrapper.
That's more or less what it is. It's a wrapper that tells you the moon phase.
Yeah.
2 power reserve indicators for the power reserve. It's split up.
It's split.
Huh?
So 0 to 3 days, and then one of them,
as
3 to 6.
The hour has its own power reserve, and the minute has its own power reserve. So you can
it's just one indicator split into 2.
Right?
Why if they split it into 2, they couldn't just make one that goes 6?
They could, but this is the art of complication, right? Then on the back,
David's in pain right now.
on the back there is a sky chart of what the sky looked like, specifically over Geneva during the year of 1755. So if you're curious as to what the night sky looked like, and it moves around throughout the year, so it's kind of a calendar, though kind of not, unless it was a particular time of year or in the world. It's a 5 hertz movement. There's that. So
that's cool.
That's interesting. This watch is obsessed with, I guess, constellations. So if you look very closely there, both the back and the front, it kind of looks like a mirror effect there because it's kind of reflecting, but it's actually one. There's just constellations, and on the front of the watch as well. So there's lots of little details that, again, from a distance look like a lot of lint, and then close up, you're like, oh wait, those are shapes.
Is there a countdown for when women get the right to vote in Geneva? It's only 185 more years. This goes back. People have no idea how far back.
Man on the dial.
How far back in civilization this goes when we're talking about 1775 in Geneva? Like people have no idea.
That's good. I like that.
Wow. Well, you've certainly identified themes that I wasn't thinking about.
Yeah. Who'd have thunk it we could get that much out of this? And how much is all of this nonsense?
Only $500 and maybe $80,000
For the watch?
For the watch?
500,000? You're joking.
No,
you can afford it.
Never
That's, you know, your own humanity.
Like that.
Yeah, anyone who buys this
ball of tinfoil and claymation.
When your employees are wearing diapers in warehouses, that 580,000 is nothing.
But the point is,
it's definitely a watch for a show-off era we don't live in, right? Like it's not quite socially acceptable to demonstrate this level of "I'm better than you" on my wrist.
Wow. What? I assume everything's solid gold, but I mean, it's a calendar that's 270 years out of date. So who knows how correct they actually needed to make it. It's got a moon phase.
They started the meeting with, people don't buy watches to tell the time, right?
Okay, well, there you go. If Santa left you, if your granny sent you an envelope with $580,000 in it for Christmas because she didn't know what to buy you, then maybe this is an option. Shall we have a look on the Vacheron Constantin website? Because I seem to recall it's always a bundle of laughs across there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the opening.
Is there a cult that would not have you as a member immediately, if you're wearing this watch?
It comes with its own cult, probably.
It immediately names you the leader of any cult. Just look at that.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to lead a cult. Just buy a, $500,000 timepiece.
Yeah. Is it even present on the website? Where do we think we'd look for it?
How many of these are they making? Is it like a
20?
20. Okay.
20. And how
So
many
that's like
of these
$10 million. That's like $10 million of golden Ken doll.
Jeff will have to buy all of them, so only he can get to have these.
It's the real power move. You assemble a dollhouse of little Vacheron men and their
here
golden
we go.
planetary spheres.
It's like
an actual dollhouse, yeah.
Yeah, those little spacemen that Omega give away? This is like the Vacheron has entered the building. Like Omega's sitting there celebrating their wee plastic.
Kind of reminds me of the blue fellow from the movie The Watchmen, but even he had genitals.
That's true. That's true.
Kind of
Do you
big,
mean Dr. Manhattan?
Yeah, big, bald, omniscient, pointing, looming. But yeah, he had a member.
Equation de Tom. Is that what we're...
what collection is this in, Ariel?
This is in the...
This is from the
Masterpiece.
Métier d'Art.
Yeah. Let's see if there's
No, this is something much more affordable. There it is. Okay.
There you go. Astronomical clock, base foundation. Yeah, here we have it. So,
you have to find the watch on
the wee guy moves.
I told you, a three-dimensional representation of time.
No, but I didn't know he moved. Okay, I thought he was just three-dimensional in that he is made of...
This is goosebump-inducingly...
The head's moving.
Oh, there we go.
He's bowing.
Definitely worth $5 million.
This will be
He's serving your breakfast. He's taking your
very
luggage.
soon.
He's killing your enemies.
Can you imagine if humanity gets wiped out and someone finds this thing 10 million years in the future and they're just looking at it trying to figure out, this is like our anti-Cythera thing. They're like, there's a tiny golden man pointing at stuff.
Wow, they were mean.
What was their culture like?
Wow, what a mean culture.
Apparently this was made in the 1700s.
No, but if someone had to do a breakdown and understand human culture just through this object, I mean, there's a lot of conclusions they would come to, but what those would be, I don't know.
Mainly that we didn't have
genitals. It's no wonder they nuke themselves.
Okay.
Look at this. This is. I cannot even. I can't. No, I don't know. Anyway. Sometimes I wonder. When I look at these things from the Swiss, is if they are really genuinely that oblivious to how nefarious or how just bad these things are. I genuinely can't believe that they go to work and they design this and they think oh, this is nice. Whereas it comes down to one problem, David. Is going to end up on a yacht owned by someone who owns people, and probably wants to destroy
problem is
humanity.
The Swiss like to make things that are expensive. Expensive things are bought by people who have a lot of extra money. People who have a lot of extra money tend to be evil. Not everyone. They just tend to be. So the Swiss aren't into evil. They're just into people who have a lot of extra money, and they can't really separate the two.
So hard, you know.
To be fair, it's a very epic piece. It's equally as impressive and God complex worthy as many Jacob & Co's without being like a Sapphire Bugatti engine or something. It just is this giant golden idol pointing at the heavens, indicating the time with not one but two power reserve indicators at his feet, in a constellation from the 1700s emblazoned on the dial. Like, it's just impressive.
The guy that owns this has also got a golden bull and a copy of Nostradamus in the same room.
Oh yeah.
It's like Bond villain kit. You know what I mean? This, a blacked out mega yacht, and a henchman team is like pretty much all you need.
And the henchmen are all painted in gold like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah,
that's good. I like that. That's
when you have a watch that has a representation of your own henchman showing you the time. That is a new class of cohesion. You have a lot of merchandise, right?
Yeah. Well, according to Ariel, there are too many watch brands. Maybe Vacheron Constantin is one of them. This is article from Ariel. Give us a lowdown on this. This feels like this has been brewing for a while. It feels like many years in the making, this particular article. This didn't just come to you last week.
It's a question that we can ask every several years and maybe have a different answer. That's true. A lot of people have been asking this question either explicitly or implicitly through conversation. And I thought it would be a good idea to talk about the question, are there too many watch brands? What does that even mean? What's at stake? And I talk a little bit about some of the industrial background. Who's making these watches? Why? For how much longer are they going to be able to make these watches? There's a lot of wonderful things to celebrate right now. What we still have to enjoy right now in circa 2025, 2026 is the ability to buy a relatively nice watch at a price that, we'll just say, most people can afford. I don't think that that's going to be around forever. But we also have a situation where the market is very, very crowded. And for a variety of reasons, certain brands are probably going to go away or no longer be able to compete. And we're already starting to see brands that can't compete in this environment. We have, for example, the Fossil Group, which has a lot of issues, mostly related to distribution. It's not, do they have a good watch? It's not, do they have a good price? It's, do they have a good way of bringing their good watch with a good price to market? And so there's a lot of things that go far beyond, is it a good brand that makes a good product, which can hurt them. So I begin with the common question that everyone is asking, are there too many watch brands? And I proceed to discuss it. The conclusion I come to is it's not really up to me to decide. The market will dictate, but don't be surprised if there's winners and losers in the next couple of years, which is, I think, what we're going to see. I don't think that having certain brands fail or go out of business is a sign that the watch industry overall is doing poorly. And that's, I guess, one of my larger worries and why I wrote something like this. For example, when we had watches that were lowering in value on the pre-owned market, right? Like a watch wasn't going for as much over retail. A lot of financial publications were like, oh, watch market's going down because someone isn't buying a $10,000 Rolex for $20,000 anymore. They only want to spend $15,000. Like, that's not a signal to me that the watch industry is going down. So there's a lot of metrics out there that might look like there's a decrease in performance, which I don't really think should be an indicator that the watch industry in general is going down. We've seen a lot of that. So I'm trying to preempt that a little bit by saying, don't be weirded out when brands fail. It doesn't necessarily mean that the watch industry is having a crisis. The watch industry is already undergoing multiple crises at the same time, at any given time. And it's been doing that ever since I started this nearly 20 years ago. This might be a particularly serious period, but it's not an extinction level period.
Well, as we reviewed our first watch, which gave us God complexes, and when I read that article, I felt there was only one thing that could be done, and that was that we should choose which brands get to live and die. So here it is. Here is our aBlogtoWatch brand killer. I think
Did you just mock this up while I was speaking?
No, not quite, but it was mocked up rather quickly. So
Rick and the AI is a dangerous combination.
Wow, it just looks like a sprite-colored iris. What is this? Is that all the brands?
It's a watch dial.
So this is the ultimate watch dial. We're going to choose today the first. We might use this through the year. We're going to choose what brands are going to live and die. It's going to be up to us. So I'm going to spin the wheel. I'll spin it 3 times. We'll get 3 brands.
So it's not up to us. It's up to our random action.
No.
Rick, did you weight it?
It is random. It is random.
Okay.
Some of the brands might not be spelled entirely correctly, and some of them may already. Some of them may already not exist. I don't know. I did a quick check.
We'll have to give a eulogy.
Yes. Well,
for the ones we get.
I thought we should spin it, get 3 brands, and decide which one deserves to live and the other 2 die. And we'll slowly work it round to the ultimate brand that we want to keep. So here's a very quick spin. Here we go. Our first, there appears to be sound effects. I'm not sure if you can hear them. I'll switch them off because they're quite annoying. So the first brand that we're talking about is Tissot. So Tissot's on the list. Brand number 2
I have very low hopes for the other 2 because
they need to be around. The PRX is literally keeping part of Swatch Corp alive right now. We need them.
Oh. Arm & Strom.
Bye.
Okay. Arm & Strom. And our final brand, of which only one can be allowed to live, is
it's a hilarious game.
Is Acrivia. Okay,
sad
so
story.
We freaking love Recep, but
all we've done is upset 3 people very much right now.
Well, okay, let's be real.
We're going to keep one of them alive.
He's got 2 brands. He can produce them under his own name. If Acrivia ceased to exist, Recep would still be able to create stuff.
I don't know if Recep
or he can decorate Tissots, and then that's it.
I'll add Recep as its own brand next week because I don't think it's on this list. So what we're saying, we're killing off Arm & Strom and Acrivia, and Tissot gets to live. Is that the general consent?
Well, we can't just keep the 6-figure stuff. Like, come on, what is like every guy mid-level bank manager gonna wear? Like, we need Tissot.
We need Tissot. It's not the
of all. Don't make them wear Hamilton.
It's not the brand we deserve, but it's the brand we've got. Is that what we're saying?
They're not the one that needs to be killed from Swatch Corp. Let's just leave it at that.
That's fine. Well, maybe we should just create one of these things just purely for Swatch Group. Which Swatch Group brands should live and die? So there we go. So this week we are keeping Tissot, and we're sad to announce the demise of Arm & Strom and Acrivia. I'm not sure why it was focused on the A's, but them's the bennies, guys.
Is Acrivia watches will never see higher resale if the brand disappears in a Thanos-like situation.
There's always a benefit to something. So there we go. So there's 154 brands on this list. So it should take us about a year and a half to get through this game. so buckle in, folks.
Fantastic.
Buckle in.
Sign me up.
We're narrowing all the brands. If there's any brands on there which folk think should be included, which aren't on, now's your time to add to the list. But we'll take it from there.
Is it stupid to go through 120 brands and leave with just 40? I think that sounds about right. Ariel, is this something like what you had in mind when you were writing that article?
Oh, yeah. The mathematical part of my brain right now is broken right now.
We're going to reduce all of we're going to reduce all the brands.
This is meant to reveal.
So is it more or less draconian than Thanos? Like he was at 50%. He was at 50% random snap.
66 and we're getting rid of 66.6%. We are.
Are we suggesting that the brands we randomly pick deserve to die? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Not randomly. We pick 3 and then we choose the one out of the 3 that get to live.
Yeah.
I see. So we're just helping the AI to do work.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if it's the AI doing work or if it's random number generator throwing 3 into the gauntlet and only one gets to stay.
I think we need someone.
They can't battle it out for supremacy.
I think we need someone.
That could be good.
3 brands enter, 1 brand leaves.
We could tie the watches to strings and hang them from a rafter and just knock them into each other. And the last one to stay running in COS. Yeah, like Beyblade, but with watches. Like the last one to stay running within COSC wins.
Do we need to bring back, what was it? Ultimate Watch Champions? That crazy thing that I dreamed up like a decade ago where we would hurl watches at one another via small catapults to see which one breaks first?
Oh, let's do that. Why was I not right?
Because that's very Beyblade-ish.
Watching Victor start winning with his 46 millimeter cases all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Good luck dodging that.
Ultimate Watch Champions was going to be a YouTube sensation.
Yeah. Ultimate Watch
Shield.
Watch Fight Club. Watch Fight Club.
If we could combine the commercial and manufacturing understanding of Beyblade with the destructive interest of watch lovers. I really feel that there's a business model there.
There's a business model here. Well, this is good. So we're going to reduce the entirety of the watch world by 2/3 over the coming weeks, and we will see what we.
That's how I'm going to exit this industry. I'm going to take my entire personal collection. Every single week, there's going to be this and they battle it out.
I think we need stickers. I think we need like an aBlogtoWatch You Survive sticker. So if somebody could design that for us, please, and we'll just secretly go around the booths at Watches and Wonders or Geneva Watch Days and put the aBlogtoWatch You Survive sticker on those brands that survived the cull. You survived. And
an award? You stayed in business another year?
Like a secret award, like an award only we get. Only we understand. Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. Right. Next up, and to go through this week, the article is just dropped on the website. And this is what you have all commented on the most in 2025. I've not had a chance to go through this yet, so let's have a look. Wait a minute, I've discovered the worst kind of collector. Is this in reverse order? Or was
I don't think it's in any specific order. These were the top ones.
I believe this was David's article. No,
I think that was Mike's.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember this. The worst kind of collector. 139 comments. So any further thoughts
the
on the worst kind of collector?
Rage wins the day when it comes to engagement. Piss people off and they'll say something.
In that case, then our killing brands segment should go down very well, like a fine Chianti. So
all you need to do is tell everyone who bought a Submariner or a Speedmaster or an Explorer that they're the worst kind of collector, and watch them jump in on that and tell them that you're wrong.
Rolex people are the worst. Boom. Traffic gold.
I actually think you would get a more vicious response from Omega people. If you just took if you said, Speedmaster collectors are the worst, maybe they are already burned out, but a couple of years ago you'd have big trouble.
Omega's been beating them down pretty hard. Don't you worry.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Totally.
Omega has done the heavy lifting. Thank you.
You want me to spend what on my next one?
Yes. Have you seen some of it? I don't know what it's like over you, but some of the discounts that are now coming on Omega watches online from reputable ADs are significant. Zenith's running at
what we would expect once again.
Well, exactly. Zenith 30% discount online for basically any Zenith you choose to buy.
It's not the way it's always supposed to have been.
25%. Yes, it is. This is the way it's supposed to be. There we go. So
when you say online, what do you mean online?
As in, like, you can go to an online UK AD and buy the watch with 30% discount on it on the internet. So goodness knows if you actually went in to the store, what additional trinkets or discount you could actually negotiate.
I've got a whole other article I'm working on that is essentially an argument in favor of the discounting culture.
Yes.
It argues that the Swiss's preoccupation with not discounting for no other reason that it hurts their ego has been quite damaging, and that not like a total free-for-all discounting system, but a calculated, somewhat planned discounting path works in favor of sales, sort of makes everyone feel good. We talk about Invicta, who actually comes to mind as one of the kings of applying the strategy. And it's essentially, no one's ever bought an Invicta at full price, right? Like, this. It's just a matter of what discount you can get away with. But you understand that the retail price is sort of this suggested starting zone of perceived value, that it's not what you're going to spend. And that worked very, very well for many, many years. And I think there should be a return to this sort of controlled discounting culture.
Good stuff. Well, next article, a favourite of mine, grinding gears plus or minus 35 to 45 seconds per day accuracy is not a watch, it's a time guesstimator. David, have you altered opinions, either yourself or do you feel you've altered the opinions of the readers in understanding that watches are actually supposed to tell the time vaguely accurately?
I don't know. I really don't know whether I managed, to do that. It's just, I just wanted to throw it out there that, this is what I've been thinking every time I've been looking at these minus 35 to plus 45 accuracy ranges from various brands. It's just, I was writing about these watches and I'm like, do I want to explain this every single time when I write about them or just create its own article? So that's what I did.
Is it getting worse? Like, are brands
I wouldn't say.
pushing
I wouldn't say
or it's just that the most popular movements at the lower end are those that are saying it's minus 35 to plus 45?
I think it's actually getting better in terms of accuracy and power reserve and all the rest of it. So I think there's been some market improvements over the years, but these should be gone altogether. The minus 35 plus 45, they shouldn't even be made at any price point.
Okay, according to Ariel, the luxury watch industry created its own worst enemy with high prices and now faces a reckoning. Possibly what you've just been talking about, Ariel. When do we think... Do you think you'll actually see something drop off a cliff in the way that you would think of a reckoning? Or are we just going to see a slow, ponderous decline?
I'll tell you what made me finally write this article. The one piece of information I got time and time again that convinced me this was a good idea. And that was a number, not one, not two, but over a dozen very wealthy collectors, all in their own way complaining to me about how watches have become too expensive. Right?
when the wealthy complain that stuff's too expensive. Oh, how sorry we feel for them.
Look, at the one end, we can only understand, at least some of us, kind of in a vicarious way, what someone with a huge amount of disposable income might feel about something. I don't have an extra $1 million to spend on a watch. I probably never will. I can tell you if it's a good value for $1 million, but I can't ultimately say, oh, okay, I can, I can understand spending that. I can feel comfortable departing with that money. So what I use is the psychological understanding I have of interviewing a lot of people and knowing people that do. And I try to learn their behavior. And so for a long time, it was just sort of like the guy that used to spend like $5,000 on an Omega is like, $100,000, that's not worth it. But the people that were buying it happily. So when I start to see the people who brands have been relying on to spend this large amount of money on these lavish watches to fund them, who themselves are complaining, not just about the bad prices, but about treatment, right? Not just about how much it costs, but how they're manipulated and exploited and pushed around. That's when I realized, okay, there's a problem. Because the industry has always said, you remember the infamous Terry Stern-Cubitus thing where he was basically saying, well, people could afford it, don't care. Well, I argue they do. Argue that the type of person he's talking about is a increasingly rare individual, and more people, doesn't matter how much money you are starting to have a problem with it. And the industry has pushed its inability to make more money or I'll say handle its costs, control its expenses. It's forced consumers to pay more because the industry has not become more disciplined. And the industry, and I'll say, yes, there's increasing costs everywhere. They have not pushed on their own supply chains. When their own supply chains increase how much it costs to make parts and gears and crowns and boxes and blah, 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 rather than the watch industry say, no, we're going to vertically integrate to build those things so we can pass on the savings to our clients, they've said, when we do take things in-house, we use this as an opportunity to increase costs. They've used every opportunity they can to increase costs so the brands can remain comfortable while everyone else has to be pushed harder. And when I saw that come to a head, a particular friction point, I realized, as I wrote, there's a reckoning. And I discussed in detail, some of the context here and what my arguments are. And I think that I think that everyone agree with me in this article. So this is a big one, but it's a deep issue, as you can understand.
Cool. Vacheron Constantin historic 222 stainless steel. This got a lot of comments, but mainly because there appeared to be a row going on. So all we will say is, Yuri Temperman, where are you? We miss you. Please come back.
Was the row anything to do with a watch? It was like a total tangent.
It was one guy or girl just going off on height watches and all the rest of it. So I'm not really sure. Didn't really get into it, but it's a chain that's very much worth having a look at on that Vacheron Constantin article. Okay, next up, watch review Timex Giorgio Galli S2 Titanium. This attracted quite a lot of commentary. Do you think it will attract quite as much commentary if it was released in 2026?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Timex Atelier watch, which immediately came after this one, was also very popular. It was about half the price of this. It wasn't titanium. It was that diver style one called the Marine. And it was like, again, half the price, steel, same style of case and bracelet. And it sold very, very well for Timex, as did this one. So this was one of the most expensive Timex branded watches ever at $2,000. And then again, it ushered in the world of Timex Atelier, which is its own thing. So I would say this probably would do well in some form if it came out next year.
David is MIA just now because he's meeting the DHL guy at the door. We will see if we can get him to do a live unboxing when he returns. A new release, the first ever mechanical Casio. Now, when this came out, I was like, is it really? Has there never been a mechanical Casio? But turned out there hadn't been. And this was it. Has this changed Casio in any way? Are people thinking of Casio any differently because of this watch? Has it been a success even? Do we know?
Enough people have said...
sold well.
Yeah, it's sold well enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. People like Casio. Everyone thinks of Casio as like one of the best bottom dollar watch brands, who's also capable of making very nice stuff when they want to like pull out an expensive G-Shock. So this, where it's affordable but not like $20 F91W type of money, from a brand like Casio, within the Edifice label, stainless case, forged carbon dial, there's a lot to like here. So I think a lot of people were curious. It's not too much money within the context of mechanical watches. So it's sold well, and I don't see a bunch of people eager to get rid of them. So presumably they're keeping them, and they must like them.
Cool, good. Have you tried one on yourselves? Have you seen them live?
I haven't seen one yet, but I don't know, maybe an argument to make. Maybe it's weird. Is that Casio Edifice mechanical something that somebody who was also wearing a Moonswatch would wear? Like, does the same type of consumer get into this, or is this a completely different type of thing?
I don't think so. I think these are harder to find. The Moonswatch was something for the person who's like watch curious and passing through an airport. Oh, it's the Omega. It looks like the famous Omega, but it's made out of plastic or whatever. It only cost a few $100s. I think this is more of the deep cut. Well, that was more of the watch curious collector. This is more of the deep cut collector who, it doesn't even look like a Casio. It almost looks more like something you'd find among Citizen. Yes. But I think this is more of for the person who's like, yeah, this is kind of a higher end Casio watch within the context of their mainline stuff. And this is a very unexpected choice from the brand. This would be like getting an oyster quartz from Rolex, not what you'd go to the brand for as their general forte.
David is back. David, do we get a live unboxing?
No. I guess I could. It's going to be a candle, so that's all there is.
All right, okay, fair enough.
I spoiled this for you.
Candles
is
by
it from a brand?
I think so. Hopefully.
No,
hopefully it's a good, decent nice smelling candle.
What, David doesn't strike you as a regular candle shopper?
Yeah.
Candles by post. That sounds like how Netflix started sending videos by post. We send you light by post.
You don't need to return the candle though, right?
Yeah.
Light and warmth.
Right. The Solargraph Tag Heuer Formula One. Has the reinvention of the Formula One from Tag Heuer helped the brand in the past year? Has it done what you think they wanted it to do? Did they want it to do what Moonswatch did for Swatch and Omega? Did they have different targets for it? Has it been a success? Thoughts, gentlemen?
I think that it's a success within a company that isn't interested in making these types of watches right now.
Right.
The company is obsessed with going up market.
High end, yes.
Now, we do know that there was a significant relationship between LVMH and Le Jeu Perret, which was basically Tag Heuer and Le Jeu Perret for the production of more solar movements. So it's not like they're stopping this. They're going to make more. But the company really wants to sell like $8,000 watches. So even though these are good and popular, it can't seem to put a lot of its focus behind pushing them. So it's fun. They have special ones that go with certain types of races and things like that. But my understanding is you have to be pretty well connected into the Formula One world to sort of know about these watches. They haven't really done too much out of that. At least that's my understanding.
Okay. Gents, David Ripley, is that your impression that it's a watch they felt they had to make because of getting back into Formula One, but actually they just want to be, I don't know, braggy or something and making really complicated Monacos and doing fancy things with tourbillons? That's where their management's hearts are really at, rather than producing effectively plastic watches.
Yeah, well, this isn't going to be the flagship piece, in the same way that Omega likes to hold up the Speedmaster, Rolex like the Submariner, the Day-Date. This isn't going to be the flagship piece for Tag. This is their entry-level model. It was important for them to bring it back and reinforce the F1 messaging, and also create this entry-level model for all of the aspirational buyers who see Tag and involved with F1 and want to get one in the colors to match their favorite team or what have you. But this isn't ever going to be the piece that a brand like Tag is trying to push in their current state. They're coming out with stuff like the Monaco Air, which is one of the most elaborate executions of that watch, and other models like the Monaco have a much more distinct design. So this is an important piece for them. I think it could be a slow burn on this one, and as it kind of slowly garners an audience among newer buyers who are just getting into Tag or watches. But I don't foresee this ever being the piece that they're really trying to make the flagship model, even if it ultimately ends up becoming a bread and butter type of revenue generator for them.
Do Tag have a fundamental problem in that their flagship model, which I think I would see as being the Monaco, is also not a watch that is ever going to be terribly popular because of its shape and its size, whereas
I'd say
Rolex
the Carrera.
Would you say the Carrera?
I'd say the Carrera. The Monaco is the most identifiable, which is why they use it for the ultra high-end stuff often. But the Carrera is the one that gets used as the foundation for like the connected watches. It also exists in both vintage and modern ones. And it's so approachable that like the three-handed models are ones you see on the wrists, at least out here. I see them all over the place, like Aqua Racers. It's not necessarily a watch enthusiast, but the guy wanted a nice watch from a recognizable brand. Dive bezels and chronographs are too crazy, and he got the nice looking three-hander.
Okay, fair enough. And then
Tag Heuer will be the first to admit to you that the Monaco is not the biggest seller. Like Ripley said, it's this icon. It's recognizable. It's a Tag Heuer. It's something special. But they could not sustain the business in any way, shape, or form just selling those. So it's like they would love to sell more of them, but it's not what people want.
But then should they be investing all the fanciness into a watch model that isn't good? Would they not be better taking the Aqua Racer and putting a tourbillon on it for a really high-end version, or a Carrera with lots of high-end modifications, So that
that's basically what the 2008 watch market was all about.
Yeah, I know, fair enough. But
if you want a Carrera with a tourbillon, Rick, they've got so many, just so many Carreras with complications no one asked for. Pick up a couple of cheap ones.
But is that not what they should still be doing? Should they not be making the model that they want to, that they think they can sell the most units of, the one that they also invest in making the Hail Mary product the real
probably
high-end?
But in their mind, that would be like a Toyota Camry with a tourbillon.
Right, okay.
Like, that's the way they would look at it. They're like, yeah, we know that people would know about it and like it, but that's not what we want that thing to be.
And also, the tourbillon isn't about practicality, and neither is the Monaco. I love the Monaco, but it is not a watch that works well on many people's wrists when you really strap it down and feel it in the metal. But it is the most striking. It looks the coolest. If you were to just hold one tag and want to fondle it, it'd be a Monaco. So if that kind of fits the tourbillon vibe, it's not so much about practicality, but it's about cool vibes and horological heritage.
But then if you're going to go down that route, the Monaco would the Monaco be the most popular squarish watch that could be made to look like an Apple Watch? It's probably the one with the biggest production. Would that be fair? So half the world is wearing a watch that's basically the same shape as a Tag Monaco.
Well, I would say like a Cartier Tank or Santos would probably be more like the Apple Watch.
Okay.
The Monaco's like the Jurassic Park version of the Apple Watch, or some like Temu smartwatch. It is huge and angular. It's not.
So would they not be better trying to make a more Apple-y watch Monaco to kind of cross-sell, and that, look, you're already familiar with this shape. Like the Apple Ultra.
So you want them to make a square smartwatch next to the round smartwatches?
The Apple Ultra must be similar in scale to the Tag Heuer Monaco. Is it not? I've never seen them side by side, but they're going to be easy-peasy. So why can Tag not manage to sell rectangular watches when Apple manages to sell rectangular watches?
Well,
I know it's this.
I think the problem is people want the Monaco. They want the Monaco to be a chronograph.
What a comparison!
Okay. But it's true though. It's true.
It's just not thin enough.
Apple doesn't offer any choices. Tag does. They're like weird shape, and here's a bunch of ones you're familiar with.
Yeah, but Apple doesn't do that. Managed to sell everybody or lots of people
a tiny iPhone on the wrist.
Yeah, a square watch. Which, when everybody thought,
an Apple Watch.
Okay, I'm losing this argument, I can see. I think I have a valid point here. So come at me in the chat. There we go. Right. Whatever happened to Seiko? Now, I think the death of our Guess the Price of the Seiko, which I don't think we've played for months, would seem to indicate that either we've decided not to cover all the releases, or actually they genuinely have slowed down releases of significance.
No, they actually listened to us.
They actually listened. They've just stopped releasing.
So many people said to Seiko, what's going on? It took that long, but people were like, come on, what's up? Really, guys, what's up? Like, why?
We miss our game. We need you, Seiko. We need you more than we realize.
We still don't know what that cost.
It's true.
Well, it went from them just randomly telling us about certain releases and not necessarily the ones that would make the most sense for them to tell us about, to not really telling us about any of them or really talking about any of them. I'm sure they're still pumping some out quietly and throwing them up on the corner of one of their 8 websites, but I can't imagine that they've stopped producing watches, or maybe the convergence theories fully happened and so many of the new ones are all looking like the 62 Moss. We actually don't know if there's still new watches being produced.
It does feel like we should pay a visit to the Seiko website. We haven't been there for a while. And
don't forget, Creedor is now going to come to Watches and Wonders.
Okay. And what impact do you think that's going to have on Seiko?
I don't know.
Seiko had the Rotocall one this year. That was really cool. The digital watch with the moving bezel.
Seiko watch.
That was very cool.
There we go.
I liked it. I think it was cool.
I didn't get to play with it. I'll admit.
SeikoWatches.com. This is what you're greeted by. King Seiko prospects. Oh, this website's just horrible. It's like how many different styles of
from the side, upwards and downwards. It's, every way you look, it's just random psychos. Can we interest you in this random psycho? No, then how about this one?
Yeah, it's weird.
More random psychos. Look at this. It's just 3 completely random watches.
Yeah, and then collections, Presage, Astron.
And then a random cartoon. It's just like
anime.
Anyway, there we go. There's Seiko. Right. And then the final one, which was I've not had a read as to why this proved to be in the top 10 of articles. The watch review for the Moles 369. I think it seems to have been successful because actually the brand managed to promote the article itself, I think. Has this watch left a lasting impact on anybody in this particular conversation? No. Does not appear so.
I like the color green. I haven't seen one of these in person.
Right,
so
okay.
That's where we leave it.
Was it one of the Austin Power ones where they talk about moles a lot? And there was a double entendre between a mole as in a spy and then like a mole on the face.
Yes.
Is that the movie?
I believe so, yeah.
That's all I keep thinking about right now.
There we go. Good. Right, so that was the top 10 articles. Let's see what else there is that we can look at today. Let's have a look at this, the Vario from Ripley, and then we will get into some nonsense about what's happening at New Year. Hands on, the Vario Futurist is an ode to the funkiest watch styles from 1970s. Ripley, did you get hands on with this? That appears to be your wrist in the photos.
It does. That's my wrist. That's my shirt. Yeah, this is a cool piece. It is, the 70s were a very interesting time for watches in terms of design, and the Vario Futurist is kind of a mashup of numerous different styles that were popular in the area, but not the typical ones that you see in like the colorful, chunky sports watches. It's also very unique for Vario, who typically does kind of like vintage military field watches. This is still vintage inspired, but it's a kind of dressy, weird, and cool. It's got a 12 o'clock crown, faceted case like some of the Seiko Vanek type of models, but this is sapphire rather than mineral glass, and it's quite fun. Interesting texture on the case, Miyota 9 series movement. You can get on either a leather strap or an expansion bracelet, and the expansion bracelet's kind of nice because you can detach the links by clicking them rather than doing that nightmare folding apart the ends process. But it's a cool watch. It's very different, and if you wanted that kind of vintage faceted crystal geezer swag style, but didn't want to deal with the angular faceted crystal in mineral glass, which is prone to cracking and chipping along the edges, this is a much more robust, I guess, version of it. 100 meters of water resistance, surprising amount of lume, and it's not that expensive. It's like $600 something dollars. Yeah, $650.
Like the look of this, gents. David, Ariel, any thoughts?
Oh, and a significant portion
Needs
of
more
that
bowls.
A significant portion of that is the crystal price. Apparently, that was a very expensive crystal for them to manufacture.
Yeah. I wonder if this was... I'm sure Orage have this kind of style of crystal, at least used to. One of their watches, I wonder if they've been involved in this manufacture at all as a subcontractor. There we go. David, Ariel, thoughts on this? I do like the bracelet's cool. Stretchy bracelets, good thing, bad thing, needs to come back for 2026.
Sure. I wouldn't wear one, but I think they're funky and cool and probably comfortable. Sometimes it's just like sometimes they're comfy, but then they just pull your hair, or it's just like it also depends on the tension. We've seen stretchy micro adjusts and stuff in some watches, and sometimes they work, sometimes they not. It's all about how they're tuned and configured. So yeah, I quite like this design. It's funky.
Good. Right, we'll wait and see if Ariel returns. But while we wait for that, let's talk about
How will they manage?
2026 will be upon you when you listen to this show. So, what I want from each of you is one weirdo local tradition for New Year and one desire for the watch world for 2026. David, what unique Hungarian things are there for New Year? There must be a tradition in Hungary around New Year. Ariel's back. So a Hungarian New Year tradition and something...
National anthem at midnight. That's all there is to it,
do you
really.
all stand because all the cameras are watching you to make sure you do?
It's not that Orwellian, but yes. Yeah, it's we do stand. You do stand for the anthem. I mean, you have to, but
anthem at midnight. Anthem at midnight.
David said you have to.
And yep, it's the law now. And we have what's the is it lentil? We have lentil on the 1st of January.
What's that?
Lentil.
I'm not familiar with the Hungarian national anthem. Maybe we can close out the episode with that.
I like that idea.
No, it's very depressing.
Does it?
It really is. Like every once in a while, people are like, "Can we have like a less depressing anthem?" And like, no, I guess it's fine.
Yeah,
what's depressing about it?
It's just everything.
All minor chords,
it's just a lot of.
Is it the lyrics? Is it the way it sounds?
It's the suffering basically for the past and the present and the future. It's just that's all there is to it.
I should attempt to find the Hungarian national anthem to play us out with, obviously. 2026 desire for the watch world.
Desire for the watch world?
Well, what would you look for? More watches.
I want there to be
less.
more desire. Heaping bounties of desire. Huge tracts of desire.
Right, Ariel, a New Year tradition in the Adams household.
Why do you assume we have all these rituals?
No, okay. Maybe you don't.
The burning of the calendars.
I was assuming,
we will take the physical calendars remaining and we will ritualistically torch them in the backyard.
Have you got a perpetual calendar ready to look at as it goes from 25 to 26? I was trying to find mine. I don't know what I've done with it. I've got a
you
perpetual
want to know what
calendar.
the real ritual is? And this is, again, not nearly as depressing as the Hungarian national anthem, but almost. I just asked myself, realistically, is this going to be a better or worse year for the watch industry? Because it really matters to us, and we truly don't know. We feel like there's a chance it could be better. Like that's always an option. Like that's what the watch industry lives for. But my anticipation is we're still going to have a few more years of a lot of issues. So my ritual is in trying to brace myself and think about like how aBlogtoWatch needs to change and pivot again to deal with the brands who, it's not that they want to live like it's another time, but
we're killing off 2/3 of them, so there'll be less emails. It'll be easier to communicate because there'll be 2/3 left of
and sell them on fantasy, where we come with like the cold hard truth. And they've always hated us for things like, why'd you tell us people don't actually like our products? Like we've always been punished for sharing these innocent things with them. So it's really, I guess the question is next year the year the industry is interested in reality and truth, or is it another year of dream selling?
Dream selling. Ripley, tradition in the seller's household and something you're looking forward to in 2026?
I don't think I have any New Year's traditions.
A New Year's tamale?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, when I was younger, we used to light fireworks, but given that this year started with my entire state date on fire, like no fireworks this year. Not gonna take any chances there.
Yeah, and then watch thing for 2026.
Watch thing. I hope for just stability. When there's the instability, all the brands clutch their little pearls and then it's not a healthy industry. I want them to feel confident as that gold genitalless man on the dial of the Vacheron, just arms outstretched saying, yes, we've got this. So I want stability and I want confidence in the industry. I want very bullish type of activity.
Stuff. Good.
In other words, we want AI running watch brands more and more in 2026.
Yeah, some
happy, optimistic.
Oh, you know what? I want
AI.
Jacques Dro to release a new chiming bird.
I want Jacques Dro to be AI. Make a Jacques Dro AI. Have him run the brand.
From automata to automated intelligence.
Exactly.
That's the...
Okay. In Scotland, we have a thing called first footing. So I don't know what that is.
Footing?
First foot, as in feet.
Okay.
As a New Year tradition, which is that
they're reborn every year. You know that.
Yeah,
right?
just before midnight, whoever's got the darkest hair in the house gets chucked out with a lump of coal and some other bits and bobs, and then the first person through the door in the new year is supposed to be a dark-haired stranger. There you go. That's a tradition for you. So, what I would like to see.
Sorry,
go figure. Supposed to bring good luck and stuff.
How come nobody has put their hands up and said, this is kind of stupid? Like, this is something no, it's just like, this is a great idea. Let's do this.
You're not allowed to say stupid. It's tradition.
It's supposed to be dumb if it's tradition.
Don't you be a cultural imperialist to me.
I'm just fascinated by the history and the dynamics of it all,
I'm sure. Well, anyway, so it's called first footing. So there you go. So
do you all do it if you've got like a part?
No, so if you're light coloured hair, then no, you're not allowed to be the first person. It's a tradition that the first person across the threshold in a new year is supposed to be a dark-haired person.
Do you rub the coal in your hair to make it darker? Is that what the coal is for?
I suppose that is possible.
So what if your hair used to be dark and now it's turned grey?
Yeah, the coal. That's what the coal's for.
That's the coal's for. You're supposed to bring coal, you're supposed to bring bread, you're supposed to bring salt, and you're supposed to bring whiskey. So coal for warmth, bread for sustenance, salt for prosperity, and whiskey for warmth. Cheer.
That sounds like the contents of my all the ingredients I owned in my kitchen in college. Like that.
There we go. And then for 2026 Watch World, I have decided I'm going to buy a watch in 2026. I'm going to buy something. Not necessarily to replace, but to be equivalent of. So we're gonna see if we can have this show involved in deciding
to the Twister watch.
What I should
equation
buy
of time. Here I come.
Equation of Twister.
So as well as killing watch brands, we'll occasionally add watches that I should consider buying. And we'll vote on it, and maybe at the end of the year. First
on the list, that Vacheron Ken doll thing we'd covered at the beginning of the show.
My budget is not $5 million. It's not.
It's only 500,000.
Oh no, I thought you meant for the whole big clock thing. So
obviously, but there's only one of those. I'm sure it's
500,000 is a bit out of the budget. But, if that's what the public decide has to happen, then the house will just need to go.
Leave your suggestions, your dystopian suggestions for Rick's next watch.
Suggestions. So podcasts at aBlogtoWatch.com. Message the show. Put messages in the chat. We're going to talk what should I buy in 2026. And then for Christmas 2026, if it all works out in a way which I agree with, then I'll go and buy that watch.
So when you hear tractor graph, just whatever comes to mind when you hear tractor graph.
That's it. So it needs to be something that's. See, my problem with only having the one watch is that when I've got something like this, I'll just wear it all the time until it breaks. And my problem is if I get something, it needs to be adjacent enough that I want to wear it, but not quite adjacent enough that I'm going to wear it all. That I'm going to feel like I just wear this all the time. I'm going to need a reason also to take it off as well as put it on.
What surprises me is that after looking at, I don't know how many thousands of watches with us, you still can't figure out what that watch is. Can we help this problem? We've done so much already. We've introduced you to so much.
2026.
Is your watch taste going to change? Is that
it might do it? I mean, you might introduce me to something I never thought of. I mean, I was thinking like a Zen, the mother of pearl Zen, a Cartier Santos, something. There's a Patek I really like. So I'll get you a base list of 10 or 12 watches.
Definitely a cubitus.
So nobody's voting for the cubitus. I'll get you. I've got to be able to get it in 2026. Okay, that's the key. So it's not just about.
Oh, you can get a cubitus tomorrow.
Fair enough. So I'll do a starter for 10 list, and then you can try and add to it.
Do you think if you contacted Vacheron and had their Le Cabinotier's department, they could augment that gold figure to be a photorealistic depiction of you?
Anatomically correct?
Yeah. I don't think there's enough room on that.
You have to travel to Geneva for them to take your measurements, like a tailored suit or something.
It's pulling out the calipers.
It's just always pointing. It's always 6 o'clock in my
Think
world.
of the proportions.
Right. Okay. So that's it. So for 2026, I'm going to buy a watch. And you're going to help me choose.
Congratulations.
Possibly.
You've made it.
So there we go. Made it. Decided 4 years later.
It's only taken 200 episodes to convince him.
to get there. That it's worth having more than one. Right. That is us for this week it's 2026 when you're telling me you're listening for this year. We're going to play out with the Hungarian national anthem. I'm hoping this is what this is. Because it's possible.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if it was something else?
let's fade it in gently and see. Does this sound like the Hungarian national anthem? Oh. There's nothing happening.
What, official vocal instrumental? What does that mean?
It was just what came up in Google. I'm not hearing any volume.
It's super. No, it's very loud and very echoey.
It's not silent. No, there doesn't.
This is terrible.
There doesn't appear to be anything playing. I don't really understand.
The fidelity.
Let's try that again.
I guess I think you have the idea already. I mean, it's
an anthem.
It's not an uplifting one. This is why we don't win anything, because when you're on the podium and they have to play it, and they just basically everyone goes home.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Which is not true, because we have a lot of Olympic gold medalists.
Yeah,
actually,
I don't know why
amazing.
YouTube on none of the examples wants to actually play the music. It's
for the record, I do appreciate our anthem, but it is true that it's not the most uplifting. If you hear the Italians or whatever,
the Italian national
it's just
anthem.
like we're the best. It's everything is fantastic. The sun is shining, and for us, it's just like endless suffering.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't appear to want to play it on YouTube anywhere for some reasons I don't understand. I'll try one more time.
I think we banned it in Scotland. That's why. You need a VPN.
That could be. Well, on that note, thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks for putting up with us for a year. We hope you put up with us in 2026. We will see what sort of year in watch it is. Have a great, hope you had a great new year, but tell us this. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Catch you guys next year.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.